Premier David Eby today reiterating his intent to fight American tariffs, but it comes as global financial agencies sound alarm bells about the province's financial stability. For more on that, let's head down to the BC legislature and check in once more with Rob Shaw. So, Rob, tell us more about how BC's finances are hindering our ability to respond to these tariffs.
Well, Stacey, it was an interesting question for the Premier today because the simple fact is the provincial government is broke, not just with the $11 billion deficit in last month's budget, but the loss of $2 billion in carbon tax revenue this week alone. It does not have the financial room to respond with new programs on these tariffs to help people or withstand the roller coaster of global economic instability caused today by Trump's tariff plans. One interesting idea raised today by the federal NDP: bring back government victory bonds issued by governments in the First and Second World Wars to help raise billions of dollars that keep services afloat, that build hospitals and schools, and then government pays that back with interest in 5 or 10 years when it's on better financial footing. Could BC do this? Technically, yes, it could rally that patriotic spirit to help the Treasury, but practically no. The Premier today saying he's not interested in particularly that. He suggested people with money instead help keep a small business afloat by investing in it. BC's financial situation worsened yesterday. 2 major rating agencies downgraded the government's credit rating, saying its record deficit and debt with no plan to balance are concerning. There's a lack of financial discipline. It's like having your household credit rating drop. It's harder to borrow and more expensive to borrow. Here's the political discussion on that.
Very serious, and the fact that we have 2 credit rating downgrades with 2 more agencies still to report out is not good news for BC. More concerning is that Moody's has already projected that our deficit will go from $11 billion to $14.5 billion, and the minister's response to that is essentially that Moody's doesn't know what they're talking about.
I've noted the concerns of these credit rating agencies, which are concerns that I share. We have a significant deficit. We have committed to protect frontline services for British Columbians, to build hospitals, to build schools, and we're doing that work.
There have now been 4 credit rating agency downgrades to the province since David Eby became Premier and inherited that $6 billion surplus from John Horgan. At $5 billion a year, the province is already spending more just on servicing our debt than it spends on all of child welfare or social assistance and disability assistance, Stacey. So it's a big amount. It's only going to get more expensive with these downgrades, and it puts BC in a weaker position to respond to days like today with that incredible instability caused by the U.S. president.